In this video, we're going to cover a lot of things. We're going to learn the Benny Bluebird, the B note, and how to bring that to your child and how to practice it. Then you're going to learn Audrey Ock, the A note, and again, how to bring that to your child. Then how to combine the A and B notes together to play with your child. Then you're going to also learn the song, I Love the Forest, which uses the A and B note, and it's the song you'll be singing with your child for a few weeks before they're ready to play it. And then you'll also learn how to play this song on the flute. So let's get started. The first note that you want to bring to your child, called Benny Bluebird, looks like this. So your child will put their fingers on this home row, and then the pointer finger of the left hand just comes down on that top hole, and that is Benny Bluebird. Nothing else changes. We want the child's fingers to squiggle down on the nest so that the finger pads are just gently pressing in, and that can help eliminate the squeaking when too much air is passing through. The B note. So for your child to learn this note, I would suggest taking about 2 weeks and doing, again, the same kind of activities you were doing with learning the home row. Find Benny Bluebird, put the flute down, run around, do 10 jumping jacks, whatever ideas you can come up with, and then come back to Benny Bluebird a few times each day. And then copycat rhythms, so you could play something like, and then your child repeats that back. Your child plays that back. And so on and so forth. Whatever you come up with, they copy you. Another beautiful way to have your child repeat what you would like them to play is to use a hand gesture. So you could take Benny Bluebird as your hand at your throat center, and then use your hand to pulse out the rhythm. So la, 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 or la, 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 la. And some children would find it easier to follow your hand gesture than trying to mirror your fingers. So play around with both of those. So again, I suggest 2 weeks. You might find your child super ready and quick to move on after a week, or they need a bit more time, so you decide. Once they are comfortable with Benny Bluebird, you will introduce Audrey Ock. So your child knows Benny Bluebird. Audrey Ock is simply adding the ring finger of the left hand to the next hole down and squiggling those birds in on the nest. Now, just to be clear, this hand should always stay here. Some kids think, well, I'm not using these fingers, so I don't need the hand. Have a really good habits. Also, some children tuck their fingers in, which is a habit you want to get to overcome quickly, because you need your fingers ready to work. So just catch your children, if they start to do habits that don't seem helpful. So Audrey Ock, you'll do the very same thing. And they repeat after you, and so on and so forth. If you would like to do hand gestures for that, if this is Benny Bluebird, then moving down one pitch, moving down one tone would be Audrey Ock at your heart center. And using that, you can sing along with the hand gesture, or you could try just the hand gesture. These are just interesting activities. Also, you're teaching one note or two notes, so you want to keep it fresh and interesting. So by switching between hand gestures and them copying your fingers, or between you singing it with a hand gesture, freshens things up. You can also be playing Benny Bluebird separately from Audrey Ock at the same time over this next set of weeks. So once you feel like your child is very comfortable with Audrey Ock and Benny Bluebird and knows how to find those notes easily on the flute, you can combine those two notes so that they're playing them together. And that ends up being the dexterity to be able to lift that ring finger up and down at will. And then you could be creating other little rhythms and melodies now. And then they repeat after you. And so on and so forth. And your child is also learning how to have control of their tongue to get those little quick staccato notes, or how to hold their breath for a longer note. And it could look like la 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 la, like sky's the limit on rhythms and melodies you could do there. During this time, whether it's, like I said, 2 weeks or 4 weeks of learning these 2 notes, you will also be singing I Love the Forest with your child. So you'll just incorporate that into your morning routine so that they are learning the words and the melody to this song that uses Audrey Ock and Benny Bluebird as it's only 2 notes. So what you need to do first is learn that song by heart and then just start singing it with your child. They join in and sing with you. Young children just imitate, so let them just sing along with you and get to the point where they can sing louder and you can sing softer, and to the point where they know it by themselves off by heart. Probably 3 weeks. So you're teaching Benny Bluebird for a week or 2, Audrey Ock for a week or 2, and Benny Bluebird you can keep practicing separately, and then another week or 2 of combining the 2. So anywhere like between 3 and 6 weeks, you're building up to the first song, and all of that time you're singing I Love the Forest. So that's the process, because then your child knows a song so deeply in their heart that they will play it. It'll be quite simple for them to play it and to feel that success. Like, I'm playing the flute and I'm playing a song I know on the flute, is what's inspiring and what propels them to want to go forward to the next note. So I will play the song I Love the Forest for you. And it sounds like this. If the sun is out, or if the rain falls down, I love the forest, the smells and the sounds. When